The only thing I have to say to the government about why I publish it is because it's my bloody right to do so.
Take a look at this press conference by Ottawa's police chief.
We have increased ability to identify and target protesters and supporters of protesters who are funding and enabling unlawful and harmful activity by the protesters themselves. Investigative evidence gathering teams are collecting financial, digital, vehicle registration, driver identification, insurance status, and other related evidence that will be used in prosecutions. Every unlawful act, including traffic and insurance violations, will be fully pursued, regardless of the origin, at any time in the future. The primary focus of each of these measures will be on the unlawful behavior connected to the ongoing demonstrations. This includes parallel and counter demonstrations. We strongly urge all demonstrators and those engaging with the demonstrators to act lawfully, peacefully, and respectfully. The hatred, the violence, the illegal acts that Ottawa residences and businesses have endured over the last week is unacceptable in any circumstance. The Ottawa Police Service and the City of Ottawa are bringing significantly greater resources to restore order, hold offenders to account, and protect our neighbourhoods. The current demonstration in the Parliamentary Precinct Red Zone remains unresolved despite significant successes in reducing the number of trucks and demonstrators while preventing riots, injuries, or deaths. We take no solace in these operational successes to date. Our goal is to end the demonstration. The demonstrators in the Red Zone area remain highly organized, well-funded, extremely committed to resisting all attempts to end the demonstration safely.
That was an excerpt of his remarks, obviously carefully scripted. I don't know by whom, but none of that is normal policing. Much of that is illegal if it's actually done. That's how a police state sounds. That's how they do it in Castro's Cuba or Hugo Chavez-style Venezuela. Both of those tyrants have passed on, but their authoritarianism remains. As that police chief gave that bizarre threat, the Ottawa Police Twitter account published an incredible 22-tweet temper tantrum outlining the chief's remarks. I'm going to go through those 22 tweets and I'm going to respond to them. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing in reaction. Let me just start. I'm just going to read them. I want you to see that this comes from the Ottawa Police, a scripted communications package. This was not off the cuff. You could see the chief was reading from his script. You can see that same script in a 22-part tantrum online. Let's go through it. Ottawa Police and its partners, who are they, are implementing a surge and contain strategy in Ottawa's downtown neighborhoods to further protect neighborhoods, restore order, and prevent unlawful activity. Surge and contain. Surge, that means they're attacking. Contain, that they're trapping. There's a phrase for that. It's kettling. And that's exactly what police did illegally in the G20. They trapped people in a cage, physically attacked them. The thing is, in Ottawa, there's no violence at all. In fact, in the first 2 days of the huge protest last weekend, when it was at its height, there wasn't a single arrest, not even a single charge. This isn't violence. Why would you attack, surge, and contain, trap a peaceful protest? Why would you escalate rather than de-escalate? Why would you threaten and antagonize unless you're looking for violence, unless you're looking for that Reichstag moment, unless you're looking for that January 6th insurrection narrative that the truckers themselves did not give you? I'll keep reading. In connection with ongoing demonstrations, Ottawa's downtown residents and businesses continue to be severely impacted by unlawful acts, including harassment, mischief, hate crimes and noise violations. Well, if any of those things are happening, they're happening by individual people. I dispute that they're happening. I doubt that they are, because I've seen what was called a hate crime before. I saw some staged agent provocateur at the Chateau Laurier had a swastika flag nowhere near the protesters. I saw that someone put a cape over Terry Fox, and someone briefly parked where they shouldn't have near the war monument. That's it. But that was turned by the Prime Minister and his lackeys in the media into desecrating the war memorial. Yeah, mate, no, sorry, that didn't happen. It's one thing when Trudeau says it. We know he's a politician who's in trouble. It's another thing when the media party says it. We know that they're Trudeau's paid, rented media. They take the media bail up, but it's quite something when the police say it. I was there in Ottawa, and it is true that roads are blocked, some of them by the trucks, to be sure. But the hotel I was on Queen Street, for example, the road was blocked off completely by police. I tried to order in some dinner, and the delivery person said he could not get there, not because of trucks, but because of police. I believe there are businesses that are cut off. I also know that it's because of police. I should tell you that there are reports from Ottawa that the police bought up every available hotel room in the city to block protesters. This is a political response. It's not a police response. The next tweet from Ottawa says, "We know that additional demonstrators are coming, and we are significantly increasing our policing resources to respond." Well, why are you doing that? When I was there, I saw with my eyes police from Toronto, police from Durham, the RCMP. We saw snipers on the roof. Why are you saying this if there's no riot there? No one has been charged with riot. The laws are on the books. This is simply an attempt to intimidate Justin Trudeau's political opponent. Let me keep reading. To prevent and reduce the impacts of demonstrators entering the downtown core and to improve neighborhood safety, Ottawa Police is implementing the following measures effective immediately. What does it mean to change the effectiveness of the demonstrators? The point of a demonstration is to show your displeasure. And they're not honking their horns in suburban neighborhoods. They're doing so in the parliamentary precincts, and I am sure it's annoying. You know, many years ago, I worked in Parliament Hill. I was on the fourth floor of the center block. I would have been overlooking these folks. You can hear honking. You can hear protests outside your window, and you know what? That's sort of the point of a protest. There have been protests on Parliament Hill from the left and the right and across the spectrum, and by many foreign diasporas in Ottawa trying to exert pressure on the government. Why is it the place of police to determine who can or can't protest? If there is violence, of course police should deploy. But if these are peaceful protesters, why are police even talking about it? That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.